What is going on, guys? It is your boy Grave, and today we will be talking about Kamen Rider Revice episode 21. Now, as always, let's get started. So, the episode starts off with Sakura sparring with Hikaru, and after they do this fight, he asks her if they would like to have dinner with them again. This causes her to remember like the big long stairway to the basement, that creepy one with the eerie green glow. And, you know, in order to find out what's going on, she agrees to going and have dinner. In the bathhouse, Daiji wants to talk to Iki about there being a demon in his driver. And really, he's in disbelief that Phoenix could be using Hiromi, with Iki suggesting that they go find out for themselves. In the Gifu coffin study lab, I thought it was a statue this entire time, but turns out it's a coffin. But anyway, in the coffin study lab, Akaishi asks about Oteka, who's currently being contained, and he has like this big ass room compared to everyone else. It's pretty clear he's getting some, like, I don't want to say special treatment, but if he has this big room compared to all the other dead men who have this small confinement cell, something's obviously going on. But anyway, it cuts to Hiromi, who's holding and looking at what appears to be his resignation letter. Iki and Daiji confront George about Hiromi using the driver, with George admitting that he knows about the demon that's inside the driver, which kind of pisses off Iki. But George responds with that anger, saying that Hiromi knew there was a demon in the driver, which we both know that was a bunch of bullshit. Like, when Hiromi found out, like, he was pretty pissed off. But anyway, after that whole conversation, George asks the two brothers to follow him. Sakura goes to Hikaru's house, and when she enters, she's attacked by these masked people, and fights them, untransformed obviously, into the long basement, where Hikaru and his family are waiting for her, congratulating her on passing her quote-unquote first test, and introducing themselves as the organization called Weekend. And that they revealed that they're actually the ones who gave Sakura the driver. Like, this whole time, I thought it would be Aguilera that gave her the driver, but no, it was them. But then they asked her if she had any doubts about Phoenix. In the Gifu lab, as Iki approaches the statue, Vice gets another headache, prompting him to, like, stamp himself in order to help Vice. George nonchalantly says that it'll stop, and it's only because Vice is responding to Gifu. Akaishi walks in and explains that the reason they created the Vice stamps was so they could disconnect humanity from demons and lead them on this better future. And then ends with saying that the investigation with the Gifu coffin is at its final phase. It's almost done. And as they're going to have their conversation, the Weekend tells Sakura that the coffin is a danger and must be eliminated, and says they're planning on fighting Phoenix and wishes for Sakura to join them. And they give her the final test to grab the Gifu stamp from Aguilera. In the bathhouse, Iki is by Vice's side. He's still having this big ass headache, and says that Phoenix can't really be trusted, and really for good reason. Like, they used Hiromi. There's obviously something with the Gifu statue, and I wouldn't trust him either. But Daiji says that he's still a part of Phoenix, and he'll keep an eye out, but they don't know if Phoenix is really how Hiromi describes it, how Phoenix isn't trustworthy. While Sakura is on her own, confused about what she wants to do with the Weekend. Sakura goes to Aguilera, who is still in this, like, bad warehouse. Like, if you really don't want her to find you, why are you still staying in the same warehouse? But when she meets with Aguilera, she says that Tamaki promises that he would give him the stamp after they beat Oteka, which Aguilera, annoyed, says that if she wants it, then she has to take it from her. And they begin to fight, with Sakura easily beating Aguilera, commenting that she's holding back. But Sakura won't falter anymore, and then leaves off with the stamp. Sakura comes home after beating Aguilera's ass, with Iki wanting to talk to her about Phoenix, with him telling her about the demon in Hiromi's driver, and that Phoenix is obviously hiding something, and that just saying that makes Sakura remember what the weekend said to her. When Iki asks what's wrong, Sakura brushes it away to present him the Gifu stamp to him, and they're all like amazed, like, "Whoa, you actually got that? What?" And while Iki's like praising her, Vice just like notes that, "Hey, I don't want to be the rain in your parade, but this stamp is fake." And the two siblings like wonder where the real stamp is. In the Phoenix base, Hiromi leaves his resignation letter with George commenting that he's just gonna leave, with Hiromi about to punch him but stops himself before leaving the room with Daiji watching. George walks through the letter, says, "Isn't this for the best? Now you don't have to die." Like, it kind of looked like George was kind of like relieved that Hiromi left. Like, Hiromi's not gonna die. He seemed really relieved about that. But anyway, as Hiromi leaves, he notices Akiishi walking towards Olteka's giant-ass cell, and then follows him. Akiishi enters Olteka's room and asks the soldiers leave, and Hiromi witnesses Olteka giving Akiishi the real Gifu stamp. The alarm goes off, and Akiishi and Olteka attempt to leave, but Hiromi stops them, causing Olteka to summon some juniors to really hold off Hiromi. And as he fights off the juniors, the ship is slowly going down. It's losing altitude. He quickly subdue the juniors and runs towards the control room. Daiji, who's already in the control room, is attempting to solve the problem, but Hiromi comes in, telling him that Olteka has escaped and that he could handle the ship, with Daiji leaving and Hiromi taking over the controls. As Iki and Sakura on the ground watch as the ship's crashing. Daiji confronts Olteka on top of the base, and Olteka reveals that he got caught on purpose so he can get the demon's driver. He pulls it out, puts it on, and he transforms into demons, as Daiji transforms into live and fights Olteka, and they both fall off the base. Olteka easily defeats Daiji, and as the ship crashes, Iki and Sakura show up with Vice telling them that the new demons is Olteka. And as they go rush in to help Daiji, Olteka knocks him down before they can even transform. Now this kind of leaves him pretty unaware, but because of that, Hiromi shoots him with Daiji's gun, causing Olteka to knock him back as well, giving him a good old punch. Angry, Iki and Sakura transform to fight Olteka, with Hiromi yelling out to the three siblings that Phoenix is hiding something and they should be careful, as he says that he'll leave the rest to them, with Olteka knocking him off the cliff, seemingly killing him. Angry by Hiromi's apparent death, he transforms into Volcano Rex, but he, Vice, and Sakura are clearly outmatched by Olteka, who defeats the three easily, because he can do multiple Geno mixes. Unlike Hiromi, he can only handle one. And after they're defeated, the Gifu coffin pulsates again, giving Vice another headache, which causes Iki to be at his side, with Olteka saying Gifu's resurrection is coming close, and leaves. We end the episode with them at the bathhouse, the three siblings and Vice mourning over Hiromi's apparent death, with Genta, the father, kind of being knocked down, taken aback, holding his chest like he's having a heart attack, as he's seeing visions of the Gifu coffin, which confuses him. And the episode ends with Akiishi gloating that this is what they call smooth sailing, and just has this evil laugh. Now, I liked how this the story of Revice is going now. I'm kind of glad they killed off Hiromi. He died, quote unquote died, as a hero, being the hero he always wanted to be. He quote unquote died the way he wanted. But now I'm seeing, like, what about Genta? Why is he having visions of Gifu? Is he part Gifu? Is he actually Gifu? And that's why all 3 Igarashi siblings can use drivers, because they're part Gifu too. The other thing I like about this episode is it kind of shows that the 3 siblings are starting to go their separate ways, with Iki almost seemingly being on his own, with Daiji sticking with Phoenix even though there's something going on, and now with Sakura potentially joining the weekend. Like, the 3 main riders are now going their separate ways, and I think that's gonna be important for later episodes, because now there's gonna be some tension between the 3, or maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But anyway, guys, what do you guys think about this episode? Did you like how Hiromi died? Did you want him to survive one more episode? I'm pretty sure if he died, it would have been good either way. Anyway, guys, that's all for this episode of Kamen Rider Revice. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment what you think, what you liked about this episode, and as always, any likes, shares, tweets, anything is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys next week for Kamen Rider Revice episode 22. Peace out.